Well, if you just joined us, welcome. You're tuned into Liam Harrison's YouTube channel, coming to you live from the Indigo 2. This is the official watch party for the Hitman Fight League and Combat Fight Series cross-promotion tonight. I'm noticing just a few of you joining. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be bringing you all kinds of angles and action. A little bit, of course, of the pay-per-view being shown here. Special guests to come. And a bit of insight into the kickboxing and Muay Thai proceedings tonight, once again, from the Indigo 2, to bring you a little bit of the undercard to start. As you can see, plenty coming thick and fast. And welcome ringside, Chris Hookster alongside the Hitman himself, Liam Harrison.
I'm excited, mate. Good to be back.
Good
to be back. Good to see you again.
Yes.
I'm excited for this one. First of its kind. Hitman Fight League versus CFS. It's going to be a big one.
Looking forward to it. Well, listen, as we said, once again, this is the watch party. What better guest to bring you than the Hitman himself to start things off? Taking a look at it, I think there's much to say about this thing, a historic cross-promotion.
Yeah, like I said, it's the first time this has ever been done. It was maybe a lot of people thought it might be a bit of a risk, but it's looking like everything runs as it's gone so far. It's been very smooth. We've got an incredibly strong fight card. Sellout as well, absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and if everything keeps going as it is going, this will definitely not be the first time this happens, and it will be definitely a running thing.
I'm curious, how did this thing come about? Did somebody just like phone you up and say, listen, let's cross promote, let's do this? Because it's not necessarily a common thing.
Do you know what? There's so many fucking politics and bullshit that goes on in UK Muay Thai. People trying to outdo one another, people trying not to work together, people trying to stab each other in back and do stuff. We're not about that here, like with the Hitman Fight League. We said we don't want to, like, we're not in competition with anyone. We want to try and work with as many people as possible and things like that. Rory, CFS, this is an incredible promotion, one of the biggest ones in London at the minute, doing some amazing things. And we just said, what is the point us two competing for fighters at around the same time and things like that? Let's work together. Let's see what we can do. And let's work around each other's dates, is what it started as. And then it was just like, hang on a minute, Rory were like, why don't we just see if we can put both promotions together and work something out? And that's what we've done. We've got all the best fighters that we use on the Hitman Fight League. We've got the best fighters from CFS. We're putting them together, and this is what we've come up with, and I think we're going to have something really special from it tonight.
I love it. Excellence breeds excellence, right?
Of course.
So taking a look at it, there might be a few questions coming in if you're interested in the whole idea. Hi, champ. Huge fan. Bit laggy. Anybody know what fight number? Listen, we're going to work that out. How many fights in?
Fight number 8, I think this is. This is fight number 8 on the undercard. The main card will start around 6:30. This is still the undercard now, but don't get me wrong, there's some incredible action going on. Like I'm just watching it on the screen here. There's some really exciting fights on the undercard as well as the main card. These are linked to the pay-per-view if anyone does want to buy the card later on. The pay-per-view is on hitmanfightleague.tv.
So talking about it, you guys actually have a whole new website for this, right? I think it was last time something different this time. Now I'm gonna say it again because people are going to complain. They're going to say, why aren't you showing the fight in full screen? If you want to buy the pay-per-view, you can go to
hitmanfightleague.tv.
There you go.
That's for the pay-per-view.
Biblical. All right, let's talk about some of these fights. And I want to go into them a little bit kind of in order from top to bottom. Michael Wakeling, Joe Craven.
Well, so this is our main event, and this is obviously this is one of the Hitman Fight League versus CFS fights as well. Wakeling, he fights for a Rory's promotion, Combat Fight Series. He's fought on there a lot of times. He's a UK Muay Thai legend. I believe he's a similar age to myself, around 37-ish years old. He's been around the block for years and years. He's the ISKA defending world champion. He's defending his belt against Joe. He's, like I said, he's an old school Muay Thai legend. Many fights, a lot of experience, hard as nails, strong, aggressive. Coming up against Joe Craven, ranked UK #1 at 72.5. Coming off a massive win on our last show, in probably fight of the year. He got dropped twice to come back and win. Young, hungry. This is his third attempt at a world title. He's come up short. He's on his other 2 previous ones against Youssef Bugnam and another really experienced Brazilian fighter. I can't remember his name. So I know how hungry he is for this one. He's trained his absolute bollocks off. So Michael Wakeling looks in great shape yesterday at the weigh-in too. You can't ever write the old dog off. He's got the experience. He's aggressive. But Joe's young, he's hungry, he's trained hard. I'm really excited about this fight.
Now, the crazy thing was, Joe kind of said verbatim, in order to become a legend, you need to beat a legend. Joe's like 34-6 as a European champ, but that world title has been ever so elusive. It wouldn't be a Joe Craven fight without getting into a brawl, right?
Of course not. So Joe's first world title fight against Yusuf Uganam. Yusuf is the greatest middleweight Muay Thai fighter of all time. He's won every single title there is to win, and when Joe fought him, he was in his prime and he was an absolute beast. And Joe gave him all sorts of problems, but then Yusuf upped it to another level, and he got rid of Joe in round 4 and stopped him. He took a lot away from that fight, and he's come on leaps and bounds since then. So yeah, I know how much he wants this. I've seen how hard he's worked for it, and I really hope he can pull it off tonight.
Now, Michael Wakeling said, I'm going to go out there and put technical signature pressure on this guy. He doesn't think it's going to be close. He actually fought, I think 3 weeks ago. It didn't go his way.
Yeah.
How do you see that?
So he fought the Lumpini champion, Dempanrong, I think. I can't remember. Dempenom.
Karakarat.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then he lost on points in that fight, but he only lost on points. It wasn't like he took a lot of damage, so he's come straight out of that one, straight into this one. Obviously, still very fit. Came out of it fresh with no injuries, so he's going to be wanting to put that loss to bed and come out on a win here. Like I say, he's an old school legend. It might be the passing of the guard from the 72-kilo guy from old to new, or he might prove that he's still got enough left in the tank to take it with his top boys at the weight category. It's a very, very interesting fight. One I'm looking forward to. Obviously, Joe's my boy from Bad Company. I'm rooting for him, but it is for the fight fan. It's an amazing fight.
So
like you say, Wakeling's pressure fighter. Joe, he won't back down from a fight. It's going to be a fucking explosion, I think, mate. They're just going to meet like this, bang, and then.
Well, as we mentioned, obviously, Wakeling, IKF, WMC, ISKA, Infusion world titles. I mean, this guy has all the accolades top to bottom, but
Yep.
Craven is kind of a Hitman household name. He's actually being promoted, I think, already next year. The last one against Carlos Tacelis was an absolute banger. I mean, first and second round got dropped.
Yeah.
Do you think he gets dropped in this one? Does he have to experience some adversity?
He will have to experience some adversity at some point in this fight because Wakeling is very, very dangerous. He's aggressive. He's a big gung-ho. He just comes forward, throwing punches and elbows all over the place. I think it might have a really tough opening couple of rounds, but I do believe that Joe can get hold of the fight around round 3 or 4 and start to break Wakeling down. He's younger, he's fresher, and I believe he'll be fitter and have a better tank and engine on him. But let's see. I mean, it's going to be an amazing fight.
All right, folks, that is the main event. Building up to it at the top of the pay-per-view. Once again, HitmanFightLeague.tv. It is for the ISKA middleweight world title. Plenty of action in addition to that. Liam, I'm getting some questions here on the YouTube stream, so we'll jump over to that.
Liam, you're going to absolutely smoke Lineker, mate. You goddamn right. You goddamn right.
Shout out from New Jersey, USA, Liam, says Kevin. Yo, Kevin.
Shout out to Kev.
All right. Who is all in the main card, says MMGX. We are going to talk about that. Don't worry. We're going to talk about that. How are you feeling about that upcoming fight? Let's talk about that briefly.
I'm excited, mate. Yeah, I'm very excited about the Lineker fight. I mean, I know he's coming across from a total like MMA, but most of his fights he wins with hands, boxing, stood up on his feet, and he knocks people flat out. He's called the Hands of Stone for a reason. So yeah, it's going to be a really exciting fight. You make one mistake against a guy like Lineker, he'll turn your lights out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. It's been a long fucking journey getting me some back fitness from the horrible knee injury, but yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm happy just to be back, and I'm really looking forward to getting back on the big stage.
So fighters are walking out right now. It's been a while since you've made that walk.
Yeah.
Nervous?
I miss it,
Anticipation?
man. I miss it. I'm an old boy now. I'm getting old. I ain't got long left, so I just want to keep as many fights as I can now before my body just totally gives up on me. I've still got enough left in the tank for another year or two at the best level, I think. So I want to give everything I've got this next year or two.
And that road to recovery?
It was tough. I wasn't mentally prepped for how hard it was going to be. Obviously, I didn't just do my ACL. I did my ACL, my MCL, my medial meniscus, my lateral meniscus. Basically, my entire knee just ripped in half. So it was an awful, awful injury to come back from. It was very, very tough. So yeah, I'm like I say, it was bad, but we're here now. My knee's back to full power. I'm back to it, full training. Everything's working well, and yeah.
We'll take a look at some of the action here. We'll let the fighters walk out for a moment. let it breathe. We'll give you guys, of course, a little bit of a sneak peek throughout of some of the undercard. Once again, Liam, before we move on to the beginning of, shall we say, the rest of the main card, date, location
of my fight. So my fight is the 13th of January in Bangkok at the Lumpini Stadium. And a cool little fact here that if I win this fight, well, when I win this fight, I will be, I think, I'm not sure if there's any other English fighter who has wins in the old Lumpini, the new Lumpini, and Rajadamnern. So yeah, that's be a nice little one for the for my little bucket list to tick off, because I've never fought in the new Lumpini Stadium. I fought in the old one. I fought in Rajadamnern. So yeah, it'd be nice to get a win in the new stadium.
All right, moving along. We had a couple of other fights of interest here. Let's talk about Solomon LaFleur, Luke Whelan.
So, Luke Whelan, unfortunately, his original opponent was Andy Turlin. The net pulled out, and there was some bad blood in that fight. I was really looking forward to it. They fought before, and they don't like each other. It's not just like doing it for show. They really don't like each other, and there was a lot of needle and talk and chat going on before. Unfortunately, Andy Turlin had to pull out and needing a surgery on his wrist, I believe. But now LaFleur's coming in. Solid little guy. Luke Whelan looked fucking humongous at the weigh-in yesterday. How will that guy make 67 kilos? Because he's nearly 6 foot tall, and he's not skinny. He's solid with it. How he makes 67 kilos, I will never know. But this is going to be it's going to be a banger for the pro, I believe, IKF world title. So there's a lot on the line. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And I mentioned the opponent swap. I remember hearing about Andy Turlin coming in. What was the backstory there, briefly?
So Turlin was obviously his main fighter. I believe he needs surgery on his wrist. That's what happens, but he's out anyway. Excuse me. But yeah, those two don't like each other. They had a real close fight a couple of years ago, and there's always just been a little bit of needle ever since. So I was really looking forward to that, because we did like a bit of a build up to it, like the gloves are off type thing a couple of weeks ago, and they were giving each other some shit. And there were a lot of chit chat going back and forth online and stuff like that, and I was really looking forward to that fight. But obviously, if you're injured and you need surgery, There's nothing you can do to it. So hopefully we can get that back on the Hitman Fight League vs CFS show next year.
Awesome. And then rounding it out, Jay Council, Evan Jays, the Boy Wonder is back in action, but that is a big old mountain in Jay Council.
This has got Fight of the Night written all over it.
Yeah.
Jay Council, he's one of our Hitman Fight League main guys as well. He's fought on the other two. We've done 3 shows this year. Jay's been on them both, won by knockout on them both. Evan was on his last April card here. He won by knockout on that one. We've got a WMO European title on the line for that. A lot of bragging rights. I'm really excited about that. I love Jay Council. Obviously, Evan's a friend and he comes up and trains with us sometimes, but I love Jay Council as well. He has got everything you want from a fighter. He's exciting. He can talk. He's great on the mic. He's got that persona about him. He's just a really funny little character, and I really like him. So I said to him, when we first started the Hitman Fight League, I want to bring you with you. I want to make you a star if we can do it. And I think this fight will make one of these two will go on to win a world title after this, I believe, because this is for the European title. We'll see one of them fight for a world title within next year, the winner of this fight, I believe.
And I remember one of the conversations we had actually at the very beginning of the genesis, if you will, of Hitman Fight League right here actually, was that you wanted to build stars. You wanted to be able to go out there and take this sport forward in the UK and further beyond. Exactly.
And stay tuned, because talking about that, we have a massive announcement coming around 6 p.m.-ish. And this will blow up the Muay Thai scene in the UK. Talking exactly what you just said there, we want to give the fighters great fights, great opportunities. We want to open doors and stuff for them. So yeah, we're going to do that with this announcement. So yeah, stay tuned.
And do you believe that 1, 2, and 3 so far, 3 events in, have you guys learned things? Have you adapted things? Have you built partnerships? Can you give me a little angle on where this thing's going?
Of course. I mean, you'll see. We try and put on the best production. We did it with this one on the Manchester show. We have had nothing but positive feedback. Obviously, there's a few teething problems when you're first starting out, but that's to be expected. But we've had nothing but good feedback from everyone. We said when we started we wanted to bring crazy fights and the crazy atmosphere. That's what we wanted, and we're doing a good job of that. You can hear the crowd behind us getting into it now, do you know what I mean? And this is only the undercard, so wait till there's 3,000 people in this building. The roof's going to come off because, like I said, this is a total sellout. So, yeah, I'm excited just to see how we go. This is only our first year. I keep forgetting. We only started promoting in April this year. I mean, this is our 3rd show already, and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're going on to bigger and better things every time. So yeah, it's exciting.
Let's take a look at some of the action here.
Lovely little sweep there.
Nice to see it at this level too, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, even the undercard guys now, they're all the level of Muay Thai in the UK. It's so much better than it was when I was like younger and coming up and stuff like that. Now, like everyone is, even the new fighters, they all look like they're much more experienced.
Couple of questions here. When we get Hitman back in London, I had to miss the event. Well, there's one way to watch the event.
Yeah, I mean, you can get on the pay-per-view, hitmanfightleague.tv, so you won't miss any of this. You can get it all tonight on the pay-per-view, hitmanfightleague.tv. We will be back in London in April next year. Our next event is on February the 24th in Manchester. That will be massive. And then we will be back in April. I think it's April the 13th we'll be back in London.
There you go. Exclusive. More exclusive news. By the minute here from Liam Harrison. Of course, we got to wait about an hour.
I'm going to keep dropping these little exclusive like tidbits all night long. And then there's a big one coming around 6 p.m. And then I'm going to keep dropping a little bit more.
So there you go. An hour and 34 minutes to go before you get the big news. That'll be, of course, 1800 UK time. Yo, Liam, if you beat Lineker, does that set up Haggerty versus Harrison in the UK?
Let's see, because fucking Haggerty's got a massive bullseye right on his chest. There's a big queue for that title, and it wouldn't be right if I just came in and just jumped it. So let's just see what happens, mate. I mean, there's some really exciting fights for me out there. Haggerty's also got a kickboxing belt he's going to have to defend now as well. Nico Carrillo is fighting Nongo. Nico's twice the size of Nongo. I think he'll probably knock Nongo out. He's humongous. So that'll put him in line for a title shot as well. So let the young kids fight for that. There's loads of exciting fights for me in that division that I really want to chase before I retire. Sexan is one of them. I want to fight with Sexan because he's a legend and he's a hero of mine. And I fought every single legend of this era. No one's missing off my list other than him. I fought Anawat, Sagadao, Sanchai, I fought Nongo, I fought everyone. He's missing off my list. And I think if you put me and him in the ring together, we can produce something really special for the fans as well, because it'd be an absolute barn burner, I think. But yeah, I mean, if I do get pushed in the title direction, that would be nice as well. But yeah, let's just see. I'm just fully focused and looking forward to getting back in there and winning this next fight first. That's the main goal.
What did you make of Haggerty's last fight?
I mean, it became very apparent to me early on in that fight. Within the first 20 seconds, Haggerty's got really good footwork. He's got really good defense, and he's really elusive and evasive with his footwork. I watched Andrade touch gloves, step back, and he started crossing his feet all over. He looked like a novice. You can't do that against someone like Haggerty. And it became apparent to me in the first 20 seconds that he was going to get fucking lit up big time. I mean, he tried, but his feet were all over the place, and I knew it was just going to be a matter of time before Haggerty started really fucking picking him to pieces, and he did in round 2. He just caught him with a head kick and wiped him out. Yeah, I don't think, like, I mean, he didn't really even have a puncher's chance because he had boxing gloves on as well, and like, all of his shots didn't really have any effect on Haggerty. Maybe if he had 4-ounce gloves, it might have been a bit more of an exciting fight and stuff, but Haggerty's one of the best strikers in the world, so you've got to fucking, everything has to be on point. You can't go in there with poor footwork against a guy like him who's moving all over and who's dangerous, and he'll just throw the head kicks and stuff out of nowhere. So yeah, it was a bit of a mismatch, I thought, in terms of an actual fight.
Moving forward, is that a match that could happen sooner, or do you think quite a ways? Because a lot of people have asked about that, right? They're very keen on that. It's a UK fight that's interesting given recent sort of history, shall we say.
So I'd be fully up for it. I think it would be amazing. But obviously, like, there's been talk of Haggerty moving up weight again and fighting Tawanchai.
There was talk of MMA.
There was talk of MMA. He's going to have to defend the kickboxing belt. He's going to have to defend the Muay Thai belt at some point. So where the fuck am I going to come into all this? All I need to do is get out there, blow John Lineker's jaw smooth off, get myself a nice 50 grand bonus from the boss, get myself back on the winner's circle and stuff like that, and then let's just see. I mean, I don't want to put any pressure on myself because all through my career, I've always thought it was about, I've got to win titles. It's not about winning titles. I realised that when I got older and wiser. It's not about winning titles. It's about entertaining the fans and enjoying yourself. That's what it's about for me now, especially at this part of my career. I've won 8 world titles. Don't get me wrong, with titles comes fame and money and stuff like that, but it's not about that, and I've realised that. Like I said, the older and wiser I've got, it is about enjoying yourself, and it's about making sure the fans are entertained. And I want to pick the right fights for me in the back end of my career now, where the fans are going to get nothing but a straight up war. So yeah, let's just see where this path takes me, and after I've beat Lineker.
We had a question come in about the Nongo rematch.
I'm actually going to Nongo's gym to train with him when I go back in Thailand, because me and Nongo are friends, and he was absolutely devastated when he smashed my knee into a million pieces. He was messaging me and ringing me every day on FaceTime and going, "Oh, are you okay? I'm sorry, are you okay?" I said, "Listen, it's not your fault." So yeah, I'm going to go to Superbond Gym and I'm going to train with Nongo. The only reason I didn't go there last time to train with him, I rang him and I said, "I'm coming to train with you." "You know, good, I'll get ready." And then the fight against Nico got announced, and I went, "Well, Nico's my friend as well, so I don't want it to be seen where I'm trying to help one but not the other and stuff like that." So yeah, after the fight with Nico, I'm going to go there. But he's just so big, is Nico. I think Nongo might be in a bit of trouble against Nico, because Nico is humongous. I don't have any idea how he makes the weight, and I think Nico would beat Haggerty as well. I think he'd just bully him. But I don't know. I think that would be a great fight. They're both same age, both massively in the prime. But yeah, let's just see. I like Nico and Nongo, both my friends. I'd like Nico to win because I want to see him go on to do big things. I want him. I know he's chasing that superstar status. I'd like to see him get there. I just hope that he doesn't hurt Nongo too badly, because it'd be a shame to see Nongo have to go out like that, because he's a legend and everything he's done in the sport, and it'd be a shame if he got hurt or KO'd bad again. But yeah, let's see what happens.
I'm looking at this. They're saying that you and Haggerty are my inspirations for Muay Thai.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Proper gents and absolute killers.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong, mate.
You're not sitting here next to this guy, man. Listen.
I'm a nice guy.
Listen, any final kind of thoughts? We'll pitch over to the action here briefly, but any sort of final shout-outs, thoughts? I'm going to talk very, very shortly with Andy, and then, of course, Rory.
No, I just want to thank everyone who's bought a ticket and come to support. I want to thank all the fighters who put their names forward and who have been matched and stuff. I want to thank everyone at the team at Hitman Fight League. I want to thank everyone in the team at Combat Fight Series, because I believe we have made and started something special here. And I'm looking forward to see where it goes.
All right, there you go. We'll say hello to the camera once more. Hoekstra, Harrison saying we'll catch up with you in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be back after I've made this big announcement, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It'll be between 6:30-ish. It's massive. It's going to change UK Muay Thai.
Now it's saying it's excellent. I don't know if I can. Simon, they didn't give us. I don't think they gave us the. They didn't give us the full. A little bit, yeah. I'm gonna have to restart it to lower quality. Do you know why? It's okay now, but I'm restarting. Welcome back to the watch party. Chris alongside Kate, Liam's partner.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a rare thing. Usually we don't get to see the better half alongside the promoter, but hey.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I've been really looking forward to tonight's show.
So what could you tell us about Liam that people wouldn't know as not a fighter, but as a promoter?
As a promoter, probably just
pull it a little closer. Yeah.
A little bit closer, is that
even
right?
better. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, probably just like how much work goes on behind the scenes, because obviously he's like fight training full time. He's got his website. He's got so many things on, and just so much work that goes into making this such a good event for everybody. I think the matchmaking, because he's got such a in-depth understanding of like the fight scene, I think the matchmaking is like top quality between him and Simon, and everybody else, Rory, everybody else that contributes. Like I think the matchmaking for these shows are just top draw.
What about Andy? We can't forget Andy, right?
I said, did I not say Andy?
No.
I said Liam, Andy, Rory,
Oh, it's
Simon.
Andy. I don't know Andy.
It's my really strong Yorkshire accent.
Andy. I say tomato.
You say the tomato.
Oh, man. Well, we got people tuning in here. We had a few different people actually saying that actually Liam is one of their icons and their heroes. So
Yeah.
I know it means a lot to the fans to be able to connect, and we had him on a moment ago.
Yeah.
But as a promoter, it's an interesting thing, right? Was it a different kind of level of effort and focus to him as a fighter? How does that differ?
It's just something completely different. But when you're so passionate about it, I think that it just probably comes quite naturally. He's fought on, is that what, over 140 fights? I think he's seen what's really good as a fighter. He's been on the receiving end of really good shows, really poor shows. So I think both him and Andy can like take that forward and make it a good show for fighters. I've even seen like getting him like the tracksuits for like the main card fighters, even just like little touches like that. Obviously used to fight as well, and it's kind of little things that like that just set it apart from other shows. But the production and everything here tonight is just fantastic.
The funny thing was actually when we sat down and had our conversation at the beginning of Hitman Fight Series, or Hitman Fight League, 1, he's more nervous as a promoter than he was as a fighter.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of pressure on you. Like, as a fighter, you've just got yourself to worry about. You go in the ring, it's everything that you've put in. If you win, amazing. Like, if you lose it, you've kind of got yourself to hold accountable for. But as a promoter, you've got so many other people to worry about. You want your people that are coming and watching to have a really good time. You want all your fighters and coaches to feel like they've been well looked after. Like, it's the whole thing. You've got your business partners that you're working with on the show. Like, there's just so many different levels when you're fighting. It's just you. So, yeah.
It's pretty cool to be able to see somebody who cares so much about being able to set that scene and set that stage for the next generation. And obviously his accomplishments, I believe it's 8 world championships, they speak for themselves. But what you're actually doing for the first fighters to come out on the undercard, it means a lot to be able to hit this stage.
It's given, like, it's the best feeling in the world fighting, and just being able to give that to other up-and-coming fighters and put on a production like this. I think obviously there's all kinds of different shows, but there's all the shows that are in like working men's clubs and like the smaller shows, but then you've got fighters that it's like a dream to fight on this kind of level of promotion, and just to feel really well looked after, and like such an amazing venue at the O2. It's amazing.
Let's talk about a fight of interest. Alex Rose, Rona Walker, A-class, 52 kilos.
So excited for this. Rona's been around for a really long time. She's an amazing fighter. I think this is her 50th fight tonight. I've seen that she's posted. I've actually never seen her fight live, but I've seen a few of her fights, and I know she's amazing, really good in the clinch. But someone who's not been around as long, but every single time I see him fight, that just the technique, it's just amazing, is Alex Rose. I don't think it was a Hitman Fight League show actually, but a couple of shows ago here I saw her in the changing rooms, and she's in amazing shape. She's like absolutely ripped. I couldn't believe that she was fighting like 52 kilograms. And then when I've seen her fight, I just absolutely love her style. Like, very much hands kick. Like, her kicks are amazing, her teeps are amazing, her balance. It's just beautiful technique to watch. So I'm really excited tonight. I can't see anybody in the UK beating her at her weight at the minute. Yeah.
I'm curious, did you actually meet Liam through training?
Yeah, I did.
Because you had a background, obviously, in the familiarity with this pairing, but...
Yeah, so I had my first 3 Muay Thai fights at a different gym in Leeds when I was younger. I was like 16, 17, 18 when I had my first couple of fights. And then I moved to Bad Company. And kind of Liam and Andy took me under their wing, had my first fight for Bad Company, and then, it kind of went from there.
Oh, wow. That is so cool.
Yeah.
And taking a look at the action here, I've actually got it up for the audience to be able to watch on the stream here, a little bit of a snippet of the pay-per-view. Quick reminder, if you want to watch the full feed uninterrupted, it's hitmanfightleague.tv. Do you still enjoy going and watching fights?
Yeah, every single time I get here and I'm watching fights and I'm like itching every time I come away from a show and I'm like, I'm going to fight again. That's it. Bearing in mind I've not trained properly for 10 years. Yep. Every time I come to a show I'm like, that's it. I'm going to fight this year.
And hence the whole, it's very rare you see the better half of the promoter, right? Most of the time they want nothing to do with it, right?
No,
but you love it.
Absolutely love it. Yeah. It's just so exciting, and it's like so grateful to be able to sit so close to the ring as well and see it all happening, because it's the best sport. So good.
This is always a war when you watch, says Kenneth. Yes, that is exactly what we are in the business of doing here on the Hitman Fight League. Of course, a cross-promotion, historic cross-promotion. We're going to have Andy and eventually Rory on with the Combat Fight Series.
Yeah, I've been to a few of Rory's promotions, and brilliant, brilliant shows. So to have the Combat Fight League versus Hitman, brilliant. Such a good concept. And I think just bringing like just a brilliant level of fights and bouts for the fans.
Yeah, Liam was talking about that, actually. He's like, the most important thing for me, and I know Simon has mentioned this, those are the two that I've spoken to the most from the team, they want a memorable night. They want people to be able to go and show up and say, not only was the fight action great, but the whole atmosphere, everything else to go on, and you know, the food and the punch machine, and eventually the betting.
They've kind of tried to think of absolutely everything. I think they've taken probably the best bits from all the different shows and fights that they've kind of been to and fought on, and just tried to put it all together, and just tried to think of everything. We're only quite early on in the night, and the atmosphere here is amazing already. Like, it's absolutely packed already. The crowd's going wild for like all of the early fights. I can't even begin to imagine how great it's going to be later on for the main card.
Good job, Liam. Can't wait to see your return. Arcadio Polona, how did you get your KSW t-shirt? Well, I happen to work for KSW would be the answer, sir. Plenty of good merchandise. I'm going to give a quick plug. If you want to go out there and check it out, this would be certainly one of the latest releases in their clothing.
How many people are watching now?
A good handful right now. It's changing all the moment. I know a couple of people had some issues with the stream. We're going to make sure that's sorted. But once again, a quick announcement, HitmanFightLeague.tv if you want to watch the pay-per-view. Cutting back to Kate. We're back on camera. Hello. Hi. I got Liam's partner here. If there's any interesting questions, perhaps, that you have for Liam, he'll be back again later. There'll be a big announcement, I believe, at 6 o'clock as well.
It's going to be a big one.
Keep it a secret until we're ready. Is he a perfectionist, would be one of my questions.
Yeah, definitely. He just, I mean, as much as he puts into his training, like, he literally lives and breathes Muay Thai, and I think he's bringing that to his shows now as well. He really, really cares about it being good, and people enjoying it, and it just being good fights as well. I think some shows don't have the level of matchmaking. It's people who know a lot about Thai boxing, but I feel like the matchmaking makes the shows as well. So the different matches are styles, and I just think he's a perfectionist.
And the thing that always struck me is that with the kind of passion he has, every single time I see him, he's stoked. Yeah. He's absolutely happy to be there. Doesn't matter whether he's teaching with Andy, whether he's doing something on a podcast or whatever. He's always super, super happy to be there. And it's that overwhelming positivity that almost makes it look easy, but you must know from behind the scenes, it's a lot of hard work, right? Yeah,
whether he's, even when he's, I mean, this year, for example, he's been recovering from ACL reconstruction. And before that, there's been a few other injuries over the past. I've literally never known anyone like work as hard as he does. There's some people that'll, they'll train for a fight, they'll do the 6 weeks, they'll do the camp, they'll have the fight, they'll disappear, they'll come back. But he literally, whether he's fighting, whether he's just training, whether he's recovering from an injury, he lives and breathes it. He will do it without fail. He'll do his physio, he'll do his strength and conditioning. He literally trains 3-4 times a day, every day, no matter what. And I think that's why he's been at the level that he is and like had the success that he's had like for such a long time. And I think he's now transferring that into the shows that him and the team are producing as well. So yeah, you've either got that or you haven't. Like, you can't force it. I just think he's addicted to like Thai boxing and like making it, and
it's kind of like a healthy addiction when you consider what the result needs to be, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So quickly, we've got the crowd, we've got the stream here. Any quick little final shout-outs? I know we're going to grab Andy here and Rory shortly. Anything you want to plug or mention?
No, just hope everyone enjoys.
About Liam?
Maybe I'll have a couple of drinks, I'll come back and I'll tell you all the gossip. No, thank you for letting me talk for Brisbane.
Ande. We're going to get Ande in a minute.
I'll get more Yorkshire as the show goes on.
Sounds good. Kate, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
When do you want someone?
I don't know. Who's on deck?
We start main card?
What are we starting now?
No. When you starting?
Life silence over here. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting to restart the internet. It's fucked.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, let's go. 18 months, you know.
Oh my god.
Makes sense.
Andy's busy, but we've got Stevie P here, former fighter, my former coach from till about 14 to 17. Now he's an actor and a stuntman, and then we've got Mike Hughes, he trains as an actor as well.
Amazing, yeah. I'm gonna go double check a technical thing with our internet and I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it.
Talk, yeah?
All guys, if you anything,
Hang on, we'll just hang here.
see if it's possible now. It's going to come over. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely gave you the choke screen.
I don't usually. They just give me a fucking yeah, so we've done about 2 or 3 8 Otherwise, we would have started the main card about 5 o'clock too early.
What is this right now?
What time is this finish? It's the number 5. Oh,
When am I on the main card? Bear with me, I'm doing something to try to open up the internet connection. It's fine, but it's just, they gave us the slowest connection for some reason. Like 55, 54 at the same time. The problem is the internet connection is slow, so I don't even know if that's accurate. They gave us bad internet.
Now, it's going to go offline for 2 seconds. You're going to pull it out and pull it back in again.
Well, that's obviously, well, it'll just mean it'll buffer for a second. There you go.
Yeah. And then if you go to open the tab and do speed test. So he's just swapping it over. If you open a new tab,
let this try to kick through right now.
Okay. Okay, if you open a tab there, and just do speed test. Done. Done. That'll take a few seconds to sort itself out.
Sorted. All sorted. The internet connection was the shit one from the menu. Now they gave us the good one. I'm gonna probably restart it.